up, everybody? Today's class will be a relatively short period yoga class for when your hips hurt, you've got cramps, your back hurts, everything hurts, so we can go ahead and release some of that pain. Don't forget to subscribe, go check out my TikTok, and let's get into it. We're going to start in Tadasana Mountain Pose, feet about hips distance apart, arms at our sides, fingers spread, palms facing forward. Close your eyes if that feels good, and keep a straight spine here. Take some deep breaths. Let your breath be audible. Your spine is tall and straight. You can feel yourself grounded to the floor beneath you. I want you to actively push into your feet. Push them into the ground. Feel your stability. There's power in your hands. There's power in your mind. There's power in your body. Even if you do not feel all the power right now, especially if we're menstruating, we can feel weak, we can feel sluggish. Just know that the power is always within you. Sometimes you just have to dig a little to find it. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath, inhaling our arms up overhead, and then exhale back down to our sides. Once again, inhale, arms up, and exhale, back down. One more, inhaling the arms up, and then this time, exhale, fold down, pushing your butt back, keeping the back straight. Doesn't matter how low you can come. Maybe you come to blocks here, if that works for you. But let the tension in your lower back just release. Ragdoll yourself. Maybe you want to sway your hips. Just let any tension that wants to be released, release. Don't forget to breathe. Listen to your body and move it however it wants to move. Maybe you decide to keep a micro bend in your knees to take some of the strain off of the back of your legs. Now inhale, halfway lift, coming up to your knees, bringing your shoulder blades together for a flat spine. Exhale, back down for our fold. Now, staying here, either hands to the floor or you can come to a block. I want you to place your left hand on the floor or the block, and we're going to inhale our right arm up towards the sky. We're getting a nice twist in here. We're bringing out the spine. Focus on the tips of your fingertips. And then exhale, slowly back down. And we'll go to the other side. So right hand on the block or on the floor. And we're going to inhale that left arm up to the sky. Keeping the back straight. Breathing. And then exhale back down. Now let's go ahead and do that 2 more times on each side. So inhale the right arm up. Stretch. Exhale down. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale down. Other side one more time. Inhaling the right arm up. And exhale down. Left side, inhale up. And exhale down. Go ahead and ditch that block. Come back down to your fold. Find stillness. And then we're just going to inhale, slowly slither all the way back up to standing. Go ahead and take a breath, and we are going to come down to our mats. Okay, now coming into child's pose, feel free to take your classic child's pose with knees together, or if you need to make some room for those belly and thighs, take your knees out to the sides of your mat. Inhale, and then exhale, bringing your arms down, chest down to the mat for child's pose. Feet pointed towards each other, actively trying to bring your butt down just a bit. You can rest your forehead on the mat or a block and breathe. On your next inhale, we're going to come up to table. Meeting in table with our shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We're going to go into some cat-cows. So inhale, sticking the butt back, bringing those ribs down for our cow. Exhale, bringing the ribs in, arching the back up for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And let's go ahead and do about 10 more of these on your own breath. Take them as slow or as fast as is comfortable. And maybe while you're doing these, you'll notice that either cat or cow feels extra good. And maybe you just want to stay there. You can go ahead and do that too. But wherever you go, just remember to breathe. And we will meet in table when you're done. Now, should have put my hair up. When you are back in table, we're going to do the same kind of arm twists that we were doing before. So putting your weights into your right hand, we're going to inhale our left arm up, bringing it up towards the sky, focusing on those fingertips. And exhale, bringing it down. But this time we're going to thread the needle, bringing the arm underneath the section between our thigh and our right arm, bringing our shoulder down to the mat. Now it's okay if you cannot come all the way down. You can also come to a block. Just go ahead and feel for the motion. So we're going to thread the needle, bringing that shoulder down, and then inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Maybe your hip pops. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, back up to the sky. And exhale, release. And we will go to the right side. So getting situated, putting your weight in your left hand. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, up. And exhale, release. Beautiful job, you guys. So now we are going to roll over onto our backs. So take a minute to get there, however you would like to do so. And we are going to do some bound angle pose on our backs. So when you're laying on your back, once you lay down, go ahead and then as you keep your butt on the mat, scooch just your upper body up a bit. So you lose that empty space between your lower back and the mat and you're completely flat. You can also scooch some goodness out from under you, however you'd like to do that. Now, bring your knees bent, feet bottoms up as close to your butt as you can, and then you're going to bring the feet bottoms together. So you may have done this before, like a butterfly pose, but we're doing this laying down bound angle. You can also choose to take blocks, put it underneath your leg or your knee to avoid some discomfort. You can choose to push very gently on your legs to help open the hips a bit more, but I just want you to rest here. Palms down to ground, palms up to receive energy. Just lay here and breathe for a moment. Let all that tension release from your hips. Okay, now go ahead and release your legs and bring your knees back up together and go ahead and lay your legs down. Now we are going to do some supported fish pose before we get into bridge pose. So you will need a block for this. Go ahead and raise yourself up and place the block just where it's going to be just in between your shoulder blades. Might take you a little bit of adjusting to get there, but you're just going to gently lay over the block. You can bring your knees up. You can keep them laying down. You can bring them into bound angle pose. You can also bring a block underneath your head if it makes your neck uncomfortable to just have it hanging. And if the block is uncomfortable to lay on, you can roll up a blanket long ways and then lay on it so that you're making a T with your body. Wherever you would like to go there now. We are opening up our chest, our heart chakra, giving ourselves a little bit of an opposite curve in our backs. You can choose to knock your knees together as well to make it a bit more passive. If you want it to be completely passive, that is what you would do. Maybe while you lay here, you can just imagine all of the tension in your body just flowing down into the earth. Now we're going to slowly roll off the block. So we're going to just gently come over to one side just to roll off of it, and then we will remove it. Now that our backs are warmed up, we're going to go into a bridge pose. So coming into a similar position that we were before, we are bringing our feet all the way up to our butt, and we're going to place our hands at our sides, palm down for support. Now what we're going to do is when we're inhaling, we're going to push into our feet and our hands, bringing our hips up to the sky. You can go ahead and shimmy up onto your shoulder blades as well. And then we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Release down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Now we also want to make sure that when we're bringing our bridge up, our knees aren't splaying out. So let's go ahead and do this again. Feet and hands planted, pushing into them, inhaling those hips up, knees close together, coming up on those shoulder blades, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release down. And if you feel like this is a little too much for you, you can go ahead and bring a block right underneath your sacrum here so that this is now supported bridge, and when you're coming up and down, you don't have as much room to travel. So let's do this 2 more times. Get yourself situated, and then inhale those hips up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. All right, one more time, y'all. Let's bring it just a bit higher this time. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring them up just a bit higher. And release. Exhale. Excellent job, you guys. All right, now we're going to bring it back up to a seat. However you like to get there. I'm going to rock myself up. Also give you a little bit of a back massage in the process. And we're going to come to a seat with our legs out in front of us. As you know, go ahead and scooch that goodness out from under you. And we are going to do a forward fold. So our legs straight out in front. Inhale our arms up. And exhale, fold front over them. You can come to your toes. You can come to your ankles. You can come up here. You can use a strap. Whatever you have to do to feel that engagement, do that. There is no shame. Just make sure that you are keeping your back as straight as can be. So once again, inhale, exhale. If you're holding on to your toes, you can actively push your feet into your hands and feel how that might change things for you. Don't forget to breathe. Now slowly inhale back up and exhale, release. Now we are going to do something similar, but just with one leg at a time. So let's bring our right leg 90 degrees about, bringing our foot bottom to our left thigh. It's okay if your left leg kind of ends up coming out. In fact, if you want to go ahead and do that, it'll open up your hip a bit more. But for me, I want some more relief in my back today. So I'm going to keep it more straight. And I'm going to inhale and exhale down to just that leg. I can actively push down on this leg here. You can also slide a block if it's coming up and it's uncomfortable. But we do want to try and keep it down. Breathing, always breathing. Now on your next inhale, slither slowly back up, and we'll go to the other side. So switching out our legs, bending the left to come into our right thigh. Feeling where you're comfortable with that right leg. And we're going to inhale up and exhale down that leg. We were talking about power in the beginning of class today, so I don't want you to forget about that power. Remember how powerful it is to be a woman, how powerful it is to menstruate, how extraordinary our bodies are. Everything our bodies do for us every day. We cycle around the moon. We are quite literally connected to the earth and the universe. We are special. So let's go ahead and take that in with a big inhale, slithering back up, and then bringing our arms up overhead. And exhale, letting the arms come back down. All right, now from here, we are going to do bound angle from seated. So bringing our feet bottoms together like so, like the butterfly we were talking about earlier. Doesn't matter if you're out here or if your heels are all the way up to your groin. This is about where it's comfortable for me. You can go ahead, just shake them out. Shake out the hips. If this is uncomfortable for you, then this is not necessary. Go ahead and stick blocks into your knees if you'd like. But just giving our hip flexors a little bit extra warm up. Find stillness. Grab onto your ankles. Pull for that straight spine. Slowly release. Release your hands from their grip. Release your legs. And we're going to come back down onto our backs for our final pose here. We're going to do some supine twists. So, coming back down onto the mat and getting situated. Making sure we don't have that space in our lower back. I want you to bring your arms out to a T pose and inhale, bending your knees, bringing them up as high as you can. And we're going to exhale them over to the right. And then I also want you to scoot your butt over to the left, just a little bit. So now we have this full twist in our upper body. This is an extreme twist. If you'd like, you can take a block and put it in between your knees. You can also do this with a pillow or blanket if you feel like it's a little tight on your pelvis. Breathe here. Bringing out our spines just a little bit more. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale back up to center, and then exhale, release, and we'll go to the other side. Now, the first time I had said you can bring your legs up, drop them over, and then scoot your butt out, but you can also choose to do the butt first. So, first, bringing your butt out to the right, and then bringing your knees up and dropping them over. You may find that this activates the pose a little bit differently for you. Go where you feel good, as always, and breathe. Okay, now inhale, bringing yourself back up, and then releasing. All right, friends, now from here we are going to just come to our Shavasana, our corpse pose, final pose of today's class. If you'd prefer to grab a pillow, a blanket, anything you need to make yourself comfortable here, I just want you to totally veg out, keeping your palms down, grounding yourself. I suggest that you lay here for several breaths or just until you feel ready. I appreciate all of you for being here so greatly, and so do your bodies. Thank you for being kind to yourselves today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.